Hey, Mr. Widmer here, Mr. Widmer's History. Today we're going to talk about the Great War. Battles of World War I. Today, 7.3 objective. You guys be able to analyze the war itself, leading to the Armistice Agreement. Alright, peace without victory. Alright, we're going to start out with a little bit about the United States and them getting into the war. Alright, December 18, 1916, Wilson's going to ask war nations to negotiate peace terms. How about you negotiate peace? This is before we got in here, right? So, negotiate peace. Germany lost a lot on the battlefield. Shortages caused by British blockade forced Germany to resume unrestricted warfare. Remember, we told them, don't do this! And they stopped for a little bit, but they had no choice but to continue doing it, because that's their one advantage they had over the Allies was the U-boat, that they can strike willy-nilly anywhere. Right? January 31st, 1917, Germany announced that all vessels, any ship that was in their water, we're going to kill. Any ship, we're going to blow up. You're going down. If you're in our water, you're going to be sunk. Without warning. This is your one warning right here. And so, unrestricted submarine warfare continues. Wilson's going to arm merchant ships. Right? And the British government, they're going to reveal something called the Zimmerman telegram. Now, we don't really know if this was a real telegram or something that Britain made up to get us enticed into the war, but all we do know is that this really did change some minds about getting into this war. All right, so basically what the telegram was is that Britain intercepted a telegram sent to Mexico from Germany saying, hey, if you help us out, all right, you take care of the United States, back in the United States, we know you don't like them from what they did to you earlier, and all the land they took for you from the the Mexican War and everything. If you help us out, we'll give you all the land that America took from you when the war's over with. Sounds like a good deal, huh? So you scratch our back, we'll scratch your back. And so when we heard this, like, whoa, wait a minute, we can't have this. Because Germany wins, then Mexico, this is going to turn disastrous. We cannot have this. So that's the Zimmerman telegram. Okay, so Germany ensured that, Mexico get his land back if Germany won. Between March 15th, March 19th, 4 more ships got sunk. Right? April 2nd, Wilson's going before Congress, says democracy must prevail. We must get rid of the tyranny. Right? And so Congress, 4 days later, after debating, they declare war. War, extra, read all about it. War declared on Germany. Alright, U.S. declares war. 17th round, 1917, we go to war. Okay, it ends in 1918, but it started in 1914. So World War I from 1914 to 1918, the United States steps in 1917, the 17th round. Okay, how were the Allies doing when we got to the war? Well, when the U.S. entered the war, Allies seemed like they're going to lose. Unrestricted submarine warfare, the German machine was just running rampant, and things weren't going good. Hey, Great Britain was running out of supplies. U-boats, like I said, wreaking havoc. Russia, yeah, we kind of depended on them for a two-front war. Well, they had problems of their own, called the Communist Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, 1917. The Communist Party, led by Vladimir Lenin, are going to take over Russia and turn Russia into the USSR, the Soviet Union. Okay, so 1917, this is when the Soviet Union begins. Okay, and we all know about them later on with World War II, the Cold War. The Soviet Union plays a major part in the world affairs. But it starts in 1917, the Bolshevik Revolution, the Soviet Union begins, and they back out of World War I. Now, they can't just back it all together because, Germany would destroy them. So they signed a treaty with Germany, basically giving Germany a lot of land, giving Germany a lot of grain supplies, and now they can go on a lot longer. And if we don't come in and help the Allies, they're going to lose. All right, Germany's going to win if something doesn't happen. So we basically have to get in this war. Okay, so Russians withdrew with an ample grain supply, a one-front war. They can focus all their energy to the east. To the west, and it's showtime. Put up or shut up. Okay, we have to help the Allies out. They need us. badly. Without us, they're going to lose, and Germany is going to win. Right? So the area is a stalemate. Like I said, no trench warfare. 10 miles of land. Oh, Germany gets land over here. Remember the Schlieffen Plan? Germany has all this area of France. France is trying to push back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, for 4 years. Okay, quick review. Unrestricted submarine warfare and the Zimmerman telegraph draws U.S. into war in 1917. This gave the Allies new life. Russia bows out because the Bolshevik Revolution, the Communist Revolution in Russia, they have their own problems to deal with. And Russia and Germany signed the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, which gives Germany, everything it needs for one front war to really win this thing. Right, so raising an army. The Allies did not expect the U.S. to participate in combat. They're 3,000 miles away. If we just get supplies and everything, I think we could do it. But we're going to raise up an army. We're going to fight. And we issued the draft, the Selective Service Act. And it requires all men ages 21 to 30 to register for military service. And later I expanded from 18 to 45. Any man 18 to 45 years old could be forced into the military. It's called the draft. Okay, it's just in World War I, World War II, Vietnam. Okay, the draft, where when you turn 18, you have to register. And they draw numbers randomly, and if your number's drawn, you have to go to fight in the army. Okay, called the draft. And so that started here. Here's the draft card here. You had to sign up, and they picked your number. Whoop, there you go. You're in the draft. You're in the war. Okay, 2.8 million men were drafted from the United States. 2 more million men and women volunteered. They're like, hey, I want to go fight for freedom. I want to, fight for democracy. And so the whole adage, Lafayette, we are here. Okay, remember that comes from the Revolutionary War, and Marquis de Lafayette, the Frenchman, helped the United States win the Revolutionary War. And so now we're going to return the favor years later, and we're going to help France defeat Germany. And so we have fulfilled our mission of returning the favor to help France. Okay, Lafayette, we are here. Right? And the U.S. had more than 2 million soldiers of over 42 different infantries, and many African-American infantries as well. 370,000 African-Americans served during the war. That's a lot. Right? They encountered discrimination and prejudice, just like at home. Not a whole lot better. Right? Many African Americans were some of the most distinguished and decorative. 369th Infantry, for example. And so, many African Americans did serve in the war and was a big part of the war. Right? Victory at land and sea. Early 1918, Germany made a last-ditch effort to win the war. Nearly succeeded, but if we weren't there, they probably would have succeeded. But thanks to the United States' involvement in 1917, going in there, the Allies can ward off Germany. Okay, and try to force their way to Paris. And U.S. troops stopped the offensive at Chateau Thierry. And they're going to stop the offensive, before they reach Paris. And the tide turned in mid-July. Marshal Ferdinand Foch, he's Supreme Allied Commander. He's going to big, massive offensive in the Western Front, and we have to defeat Germany. We have to. All right, and this is the Battle of Verdun. All right, 550,000 American doughboys. That's what we call, Pillar Doughboy. Gets a name from doughboys. Perhaps from the uniforms they wore and stuff. The cooking or whatnot, and getting the flour or whatnot, or there's a lot of different theories of why an Americans call doughboys, but that's our nickname, the doughboys. All right. Now, major battles of World War I, we have Verdun and Somme. Now, Verdun lasted 6 months. 700,000 people died. Germany kept trying to break through the front line, but could not. Trying to break through for 7 months. 6 months. This is the whole stalemate, this whole trench warfare. 6 months in the trenches here. One battle. Yeah, insane. And then the Battle of Somme lasted from July to October 1916. This is 4 months. And in a 4 months period, for 10 miles of land, 1.1 million people died. 1.1 million in 4 months for 10 miles of land. Unbelievable. I mean, this is unreal, insane. I mean, can you just imagine being in the trenches here? 4 months, 1.1 million soldiers die. 1.1 million. Oh, the British French attempt to counteract the Germans. This is crazy. This is bad. Crazy, crazy. As you see here, it's September 5th. This was the front line. Okay, we have France right here, Germany right here. But by December, we pushed them back. We're pushing them back. Remember, they came through this way. Okay, the Schlieffen plane coming through Belgium. All right, but now pushing them back to Germany. All right, by early November, the Allies were ready to advance into German soil. We're taking it to them. And then finally, Germany's like, oh, they realize it's over with. 18-round fight. November 11th, 1918. The 11th month, 11th hour, 11th day, 1918. World War I officially came to an end. The bells rang again. Alright, November 11th, 1918. A really cool story, I forgot to tell you, was in 1914, a Christmas truce, where French and German soldiers on the front line in trenches decided for one day that they would not fight each other. They're just soldiers following order, and so they had a Christmas truce. They actually went out and played soccer, and had all kinds of good time, and so in Christmas Day, 1914, we had a Christmas truce, and no fighting took place. And no fighting took place for several more days until finally someone fired a shot, and, well, fighting took place again. So that's one of those cool stories of World War I, the Christmas truce in 1914. It really shows the humanity in this, awful place. But November 11th, 1918, Armistice Day. Day we celebrate Veterans Day. Okay, it started with Armistice Day, November 11th, 1918, 11th month, 11th day, 11th hour, 1918. Alright? How do we win? Well, depth charges and new formations help the Allies take care of the U-boats. It says drop depth charge, when you book a shot, boom, it blows up. So, new formations, renewed vigor from the United States coming in, more resources, and we're going to win. Okay, armistice signed, end of the war. Berlin seized by the revolutionists. New chancellor begs for order. Ousted Kaiser flees to Holland. Victory is ours. Democracy prevails. Alright, lesson review. Unrestricted submarine warfare in the Zimmerman telegram draws U.S. into war in 1917, the 17th round of the 18-round fight. Alright, 1917. This gave the Allies new life. Russia bows out because of the Bolshevik Revolution. They had the Communist Revolution going on, their own problems there. Russia and Germany signed a Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, basically, solidifying Germany for one front war, ample grain supply, they're ready to go fight. But we come in and save the day. Alright, so the U.S. issued a draft forcing military service. Alright, 2 million people volunteered anyways without the draft. To help from the doughboys, that's us. Alright, so we helped the Allies win the war. The Allies defeated the Central Powers. The U.S. boosted morale. The Allies gave combat aid, gave resources. Alright, realized the war was lost. Germany signed an armistice, temporary stop to fighting. On the 11th month, the 11th day, and the 11th hour, 1918. World War I officially ended. The war fought in Arabia. The war fought in Europe. This is World War. Alright? Until next time, Mr. Wiedemer here. Study history.